Question: it seems to be a part of our human nature to always resist change. Is there the potential that humanity will enter into this new paradigm gracefully? Michael laughs. Yes, the potential always exists. We would say the collective experience, as it is being acted upon now, is one of the more graceful choices available to all of you. Indeed, your human family is very addicted to all the drama/trauma that is connected to life-altering changes. We know that for many of you it is very uncomfortable to live alongside a family that fears change. Many on our side of the veil have been sharing with you a variety of spiritual tools and practices that serve to empower your own sovereign nature. It is very easy to get pulled into these dramatic responses to change on many levels. We deeply respect and understand the challenges you face every day. In general, those that allow their own hearts to guide their life will find these changes will also enhance all that their hearts desire. Trusting your own inner guidance and owning your capacity to choose how you want to experience life will enhance the joy and wonder of being in the middle of all these changes. The vast majority of humanity still allows others to define their life for them. Various organizations profit from this relationship and use fear to promote their agenda. They will insist that the future of life on Earth is in peril. This is not the time for any of you to play follow the leader, and yet many lack the awareness or conviction to change this type of behavior. Those of you that are extremely sensitive to these collective inner conflicts will consider taking a sabbatical from planet Earth. There is no judgment or shame in this choice. Your service to life continues no matter what environment you choose for yourself. For those of you that subscribe to a heaven on earth type of scenario, one that only embraces the light, you might be in for a rough ride. We have been saying for many years that this transition will unfold over many generations out of compassion and with grace. That doesn't mean any of you need to wait to embody that experience for yourself. Each of you act as a bridge between the angelic realms and your physical reality. Your ability and willingness to maintain that connection is a blessing beyond measure. It will take a little, it will take a lot of patience to allow your human family to wake up from their own nightmare. Earth is a place for any being to resolve what they feel they are lacking in their relationship to their own divinity. Many will discover a type of self-love that has been missing from your world. Will a heaven on earth also allow for the conflicts, disagreements, or even wars to also coexist? You might be surprised. Question: has the baby boomer generation fulfilled its mission? Michael: if by that you mean did your generation contribute to the shift in humanity's consciousness, then indeed it has fulfilled its service very well. You have heard many times that you volunteered to be a part of this human experience to model another choice for your human family, a choice that would be based in love. Humanity did indeed respond to your presence, and like many of you, they now face the task of allowing that choice to become a conscious part of their day-to-day reality. What we find extraordinary about many in your generation is your desire to continue to serve this transformation even after you fulfilled your initial service. Let's be clear about this new choice. Your service is now to yourself. It involves allowing the immense presence of your magnificent nature to also participate in your physical reality. This new service is supported by your willingness to love your life just as it is at this moment. It is indeed a service that is based on self-love. A love that does not compromise its own value or worth for the sake of others. Question: I have a question for Yeshua. How much of the Bible actually reflects the real story of your life as Jesus? Yeshua: you live in a time when information is freely shared, directly from its source. Imagine your world today if only I had a laptop. Any of you can share your own thoughts using your words to describe your experience. The truth of my life continues to live inside your own heart. The conditioned human mind attempts to distort that truth as others have done in the past. The human experience is full of complex interactions that involves the mind, body, ego, collective consciousness, and aspects of your soul. Most of humanity would be hard-pressed to know the truth of what they experienced last week, let alone the truth of another person. My story is no more important than your own. The truth of my life as Jesus was much like your own. At times my human nature allowed the voice of Yeshua and the family of Sananda to express itself. That expression is indeed profound. It is available to all of you. Most of you reading these words have grown to embrace the energy of your soul, and, like me, your human nature also wants to declare itself to be your true identity. This represents a grand galactic story, told over and over again of how your soul experiences itself as being separate yet a part of all that island. Serve your own life, be true to your own heart. If you want to serve my story with all your heart, set it free, and embrace your own. Question: those of us that have embraced these changes seem to be dealing with a lot of health issues. How would you suggest we relate to these? Michael: there are now intense eruptions of energy occurring within the collective consciousness of humanity and within the earth. They are all a part of this process of moving energies that do not serve self-love. In the past you could store your issues and feelings deep within your own body. There, they would fester and rarely reach the surface of your conscious awareness. Now there is an openness to acknowledge and heal these wounds with a newfound love for life. Many of you have already gone through this healing process but deny yourself the gift of being healed. You see how difficult this transition is for others and continue to run their issues through your body. We believe this type of compassion is misplaced, for you are also denying your human family the benefits and rewards you experienced yourself in your own healing process. Your service now will look vain and will leave many of you feeling selfish for embracing, without guilt, your own health and well-being. We have spoken of how life truly serves whatever choice you make for yourself. Your current state of being is a beautiful reflection of this profound freedom. Continue to breathe in the gift you gave to yourself, joy with every breath you take, no matter what you are feeling. It is a choice and only you can make it for yourself. Question: will the worldwide economy survive these changes? Michael: the worldwide economy is just beginning to align itself with the nature of consciousness. It will appear to many that your economy is falling apart. It is a choice, and it begins with each of you. Have you noticed how easy it is to fall into the new mantra that suggests these are tough times for everyone? We are not trying to undermine that. For many this transition will be very difficult. At the same time, we ask all of you to remember your capacity to create for yourself whatever experience you desire, no matter what others are choosing. Our question to each of you is very simple. Will you allow joy to guide your choices? Question: thank you for the overview, but I was hoping for more details. Can you talk about the housing market, job opportunities, and the future of corporate identities? Michael: indeed. Our joy is to serve your soul by acting as a mediator with your human nature. We can speculate on any number of possibilities, but for those potentials to exist or at least be recognized, each of you must first recognize who is guiding your own life. Your market is adjusting, not failing. Not all aspects of it will survive these changes while others will thrive. Is this a good time to purchase real estate, relative to what? The value of property 5, 10 or 15 years ago. If it brings you joy, buy that new home. Your world economy is shifting from perceiving Earth and all life upon it as a commodity. A new world community is emerging, and with it new jobs will be created. We have a new job for you. Stop listening to the news for 30 days and observe how your own creative abilities begin to awaken. Notice in your own life what choices you are willing to make that accommodate these new passions. There is a profound sense of joy waiting for you to claim it that will never make the evening news, but it will impact the world at large. Question: Michael, so many light workers seem to have money issues. As hard as we try, many of us never seem to enjoy the freedom that money can provide. Can you share your perspective on this issue? Michael: indeed. We offered a message last year titled The Gift of Creation and asked our partner, Bob, to also include this message in our latest book, Living Inside Your Passion. We used the analogy that in the old energy system, your body represented a singular experience of yourself. The conditions you inherited from your early childhood stayed with you throughout your whole lifetime. You now live in an energy that is multifaceted. Your body is now adjusting to a new energy that allows you to experience a more expansive version of your soul. In this new relationship, we used the analogy that your body now feels like a hotel. You now have access to many guests or aspects of your own soul, including your divine nature. Some of the guests living inside this hotel are very comfortable with money. Perhaps they experienced life on earth surrounded by royalty. Many of you have attempted to change your relationship to money by trying to change your current conditioning. This is a valid intention and perhaps the most familiar method of transformation. It is also the most difficult. The new path of least resistance invites each of you to begin to acknowledge these guests in your hotel. Many already embody the skills you lack and are willing to blend their presence with your human experience, creating whatever you desire. Now, for this to become a tangible experience, we return to the art of being in receivership. Being in receivership allows you to receive the energetic, non-physical templates for the physical experiences you desire. We have suggested that you practice breathing life into your body, create a vertical connection with source energy and imagine standing under a shower of life, or simply feel all the energy around you that is freely shared by Gaia. The art of being in receivership takes practice, and for it to become effective it also becomes a daily choice. Abundance doesn't just happen to you, you create it for yourself by taking responsibility for what you want and becoming conscious of feeling the energy of your desires. We notice many of you are willing to embrace the concept but avoid the practice. This is a creative process that involves a type of surrender on your mind's part that would allow other aspects of yourself to enhance your experience. The simplicity of being in receivership troubles your mind and triggers the addiction to playing the victim. It is a choice that will change your life and has the capacity to enhance all of your experiences with unlimited resources. Such a freedom isn't earned, all you need to do is to receive it. Question: Michael, you seem to be the source for a lot of channels, how do we discern which one represents your truth? Michael: my expression is not limited to one truth, it is multifaceted. I offer myself to blend with any sentient being who desires to share their experience with me. There is no human being who completely embodies my presence. It is not my intention to override your human nature. It is my joy to serve both your personality and soul to coexist within these spectacular physical bodies. Those that allow me to speak with or through their own human identity, for the most part, also have a strong, personal connection to the family of Michael. The messages can and will be very unique, as are the many aspects of your own consciousness. There is, however, a common element or energy signature that is present in every Michael channel. The energy of my presence radiates a universal love for all of life. At the core of my being, I too channel for source energy, the fire of creation. While listening to any channel, feel for the presence of this universal love. If the connection isn't being controlled or manipulated by your human personality, the words, for the most part, will reflect that relationship. Question: you have stated that you and your legion of angels are with us all the time. Doesn't it get boring watching us do the same things over and over again? Michael laughs. Consider this: would you find it boring to lack the choice to do otherwise? Perhaps the angels are so enamored with your ability to freely choose. I would not describe my time with any of you as being boring. You keep me very, very busy. It is your broken heart that is the most disturbing to all of the angels, and it is why we continue to share our compassion for your human condition. You see, we know you are simply pretending not to be creators, and if that is your choice, God/goddesses/ all that is what we serve. Question: I love to feel your presence in my life and want to thank you for all that you do. I have been attending some of your workshops and still find it hard to accept that I too am channeling for you. Can you help me get over this feeling that I'm just making it all up? Michael: indeed. The good news is I am more than happy to help you. The bad news is that you truly are making all of your life up as you go. There is a part of you, however, that believes it can freeze time, create a static identity, and pretend all is well. I, Michael, am not looking for another human channel. I am encouraging all of you to channel for your own truth as you connect to the deepest parts of your own soul. In the process you might discover that your soul is also deeply connected to the energy you call Michael. All of us are aspects of source energy or God and have our own individual and multifaceted identities. As you deepen your connection with your soul and develop a stronger sense of trust in the unknown, you will also develop a profound compassion for a mind that keeps telling you that none of this is real. Your species has a tendency to undermine new discoveries that contradict your known reality. Imagine your world today without electricity, telephones, airplanes or computers. Discovering your ability to communicate for your own divinity, using whatever name you want to call it including your own, is currently a new discovery for your species. It is natural to second-guess yourself when you are the inventor. Keep practicing. I am happy to serve as a mediator between you and your soul. Question: Yeshua, will you incarnate again during my lifetime? Yeshua, if you are asking, will I repeat the same birthing process I experienced as Jesus, that is still unknown. You see, the second coming of Christ consciousness is all about you. Will you allow the Christ to incarnate into your life representing itself as you? I can serve the second coming from this side of the veil very well by blending my presence with your own. Indeed, the Christ has returned. Don't wait for me. Go look in the mirror. Many of you served me during my life as Jesus as I am now serving you. To the one who is asking, I am truly honored that you are so willing to receive my love. What stops that love from flowing when you look in the mirror? We both are serving the same love. Question: so many are talking about a new earth that is being designed to accommodate a higher vibration. What happens to those who are unable to match this new frequency? Michael: indeed. Creation offers a place for all of life, and there are places in creation where beings have chosen to experience life without love. For many of you, life without love is no life at all. Love will not force its presence into any aspect of creation, but it can be forced out. Love is the birthright and gift of every soul, but it is also a choice. Many of you are beginning to experience, in this lifetime, the presence of an unconditional love. Its presence has made a profound impact on your life. Indeed, many of you discovered a new passion for living, inspiring you to use your creative abilities in a way that felt both awkward and empowering. The joy you now experience has changed the vibratory frequency of your own physical and non-physical bodies. None of you can truly say this newfound love made its way into your life without any resistance. In fact, many of you would be so honest to say allowing this love into your life was the most challenging experience you've ever had as a human being. Love has one condition: it cannot be contained, and you call this new arena the new earth. Self-love has found a home in this new environment. This is not meant to exclude anyone, there is a place in creation for every vibration. It continues to be our joy to serve each and every one of you. To remind you that you may create for yourself any experience you desire. It simply asks of you to place your attention inward. Breathe in the life you want to feel with every breath you take and observe how your story, over time, begins to accept your newfound freedom. It all begins with your next breath.